Well, I want to talk about what's going on with this debate about the payroll tax. But right now, I'm very, very disappointed in the Democratic Party. Very disappointed in the Democratic Party. Now I'm beginning to believe that we as liberals, progressives, whatever they want to call us, but I always thought that we was being used, but I'm beginning to believe that we are being taken for suckers now. Because think about it, this is the fourth or fifth time that the Democrats have caved into very big issues to the Republican Party. You can start with last December when the Democrats caved into the Bush tax cuts. And what did we get? What did we get? 1 year of a payroll tax cut for middle class people and extension to the unemployment benefits. But what did they get? 2 more years of the Bush tax cut. I just didn't understand that. Why did they get 2 years of the Bush tax cut extended, but the Democrats only got a year of the payroll tax cuts extended and a few weeks of unemployment? That was not a fair deal. And then you can go back to May when the Democrats caved in when the Republicans wanted to shut down the government. I think the Democrats gave them $50 billion in spending cuts just to keep the government running. And then in August last summer, Republicans refused to raise the debt ceiling, and the Democrats caved in again. And now, what happened? They caved in again. The only thing the Democrats was asking for was a small percentage to be raised for people who make over $1 million. Not people who make $1 million, but people who just make over $1 million have seen their tax increase just, 1.2%, something like that? But they caved in again. And what we're going to get? Nothing. But think about it. I'm really beginning to believe that the Democratic Party is taking us for suckers. I always had that feeling that they was bought by corporations ever since that Supreme Court decision came down a couple years ago. I believe the Democrats are being bought off by the corporations just like the Republicans are. But they have to pretend like they care for the middle class. They have to pretend like they care for us. Now, you would think that they would never cave in again, especially after what's been going on for the past 3 months with Occupy Wall Street. That's what Occupy Wall Street is marching for. Because they getting tired of seeing rich people getting richer and the poor people not getting anything. As a report came out today that half of America, which is like 154 million people, are either low income or poor, or just barely making it. And you would think that the Democratic Party, after seeing all these protests about Occupy Wall Street, would never cave in to these hostage takers again. But they did. And that makes me believe that the Democrats are taking us for suckers. They want us to believe that they're fighting so hard for us. And when push comes to shove, when it comes down to the final stretch, they're going to cave in. And the Republican Party know it. That's why the Republican Party wasn't giving the Democrats anything, because they knew the Democrats would cave in. It's like they are talking to the Democrats, and the Democrats are talking to them, tell them, hey, we're going to pretend like we care about the middle class, and we're going to have to pretend like we're really fighting for the middle class, but in reality, we're going to cave in to you guys. And we're going to give you guys what you want. But we have to make our side believe that we're fighting. And that's why the Republican Party wasn't sweating. That's why they wasn't sweating. And I was beginning to think that there's something going on here. It's something really, really going on here with the Democratic Party. They are taking us for suckers. They are taking us for suckers. Because if they really believed in our cause, if they really believe in the Democratic cause, no way they would have caved in to this. I mean, they said that they couldn't see that millions of people didn't get that tax cut, payroll tax cut. It's just $1,000. I know it's a lot of money to some people, but it's just $1,000 a year. I'd rather give up that $1,000 and see us just keep giving to these rich people. And I'm sure a lot of Democrats would say, just let them shut down the government. I'm tired of this. Just let them shut it down. Just let them shut it down. But the Democratic Party, I'm convinced, is taking us for suckers, people. We are being taken for suckers. It's just that simple. Because for them to cave in like this again for the fourth time in a year, and after all these protests about Occupy Wall Street, it's going to get even bigger than Occupy Wall Street. And they're not going to be angry they're going to be angry with the Republican Party, but they're going to be more angry, believe me, with the Democratic Party after this. And Obama, I just don't know what to say about this guy anymore, I'm telling you. That's why I always said that he should have had a challenge in a Democratic primary. Look what this guy's done in the past few weeks. With that Plan B for prescriptions, that he caved into that a few weeks back, that people can't just go into Walgreens or whatever drugstore and just buy birth control off the shelves anymore. He caved into that. And now he caved in to the rich people again. He caved in to this defense budget that's going to strip a lot of American citizens of their right to, as their right to a trial, that they're going to be tried by a military court now. He caved in to so many things in the past few weeks. And I know Obama has been bought by corporations, and he wants us to pretend like he's fighting for us. Come on, if he really fought for us, he would have did like Franklin Delano Roosevelt did, FDR did some 80 years ago. FDR didn't care what these Republicans thought. He really didn't. He didn't care about what their feelings was. He didn't care about corporations. He wanted to destroy corporations. He wanted to destroy the Supreme Court because he knew that the Supreme Court and the corporations was hurting this country big time. But Obama and some Democrats are just taking us for suckers, and I'm really beginning to believe that. I mean, you got Democrats out there like Bernie Sanders and Frank and the congressman from Missouri, Cleaver, and I even believe Nancy Pelosi is still really with us. But we don't have too many out there fighting for us anymore, because I really believe the Democratic Party is working with the Republican Party to destroy us. I mean, not to destroy us, but to just work for the corporations, because the corporations are really running this country. It's not us. It's really not the American citizens running this country anymore. And what the Democratic Party is doing is just devastating. But they are taking us for a ride. They're taking us for suckers. It's just that simple. Because if they really believe in what they stand for, no way they would have caved in again. Something like this. It's just unbelievable. No way they would have caved in. They would have told the Republican Party, go screw yourself. Go screw yourself. These rich people are getting rich every week. There's a report come out to show that rich people are just getting so rich. It's a report came out a couple of days ago that showed CEOs making $30, $40 million. Saw their net worth increase 40 or 30% in the past few years. And if these Democrats were true Democrats, if they was really fighting for us, they would just told the Republicans, just go screw yourself. Go, just screw yourself. No, we're not giving you that anymore. If you want to shut down the government, shut down the government. We'll go to the streets. We'll go to the people and tell the people what you guys are, like the Democrats back in the 60s and the 30s. We would tell the people how you guys are. Because the people, you don't have to tell people, because people already know. But like I said, the Democratic Party is taking us for a big ride, people. They think that we are idiots. They think we was born yesterday. But I'm here to tell them, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm not going to be cooking for a sucker anymore. And I'm sure millions of liberals out there are thinking the same way. Because it's just something funny about this. It's just something funny about this. Like I said, I really believe the Democratic Party wanted their base to pretend, wanted to pretend like they was really fighting for us. But when it came down to the last minute, they give the Republicans what they want. And I believe that they told the Republicans this was going to happen before they even did this. But they had to get on television, they had to get in the media and pretend like they was really fighting for us, like they really cared, when they know that they wasn't going to get what they want, that they wasn't going to give the corporations what they want. And I think that that's why I believe that we are being taken for suckers. You know, it's either we're going to have to clean house. We're going to have to do, one thing about the Tea Party, they put people in office that think the way they think. And it's time for progressive and liberals to do the same thing. We're going to have to clean house. We're going to have to get people in there who think the way we think. And then when we get them in there, we're going to have to vet them and let them know that they cannot be bought off by corporations. We're going to have to get our people in there. This might take 4, 6, 8 years down the road, but we can do it. As liberals, we can do it. We're going to have to clean house. We're going to have to get all those Democrats out of office that is doing this to us, because there's no excuse for what they're doing. They know they read the polls. They know that 60 or 70% of Americans don't want these rich people to continue doing what they're doing to just the ordinary person. But like I said, we're going to have to clean house. We're going to have to do what the Tea Party did. We're going to have to show the Democrats that we are tired of this. Enough is enough. And it's going to take a lot of people to do this. You know, like there's one Democrat that I believe that can really be our leader, Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts. I really believe that she has a heart. Bernie Franks have a heart. Bernie Sanders have a heart. Cleaver, the congressman from Missouri, has a heart. And a few others. But Elizabeth Warren could be that key. She could be that guiding force that can lead us out like FDR did. We're going to have to put in a lot of Elizabeth Warrens in the Democratic Party in order for us to get what we want. Because I'm convinced that these Democrats that's controlling the party right now, they're not going to ever give us what we want. They're not going to ever fight for what we fight for what we stand for. One thing about the Republicans, when they become in power, they give their base what they want. Bush gave his base what he want. Reagan gave them what they want. But whenever a Democrat gets in there, we don't get what we want. After we fought hard to get these people elected, they get into power and they forget about the people who put them in there. Like I said, enough is enough. We're going to have to get a lot of Elizabeth Warrens in this party for us to move forward. And that's just how it is right now, because I'm just tired of this.